welcome to Cookie Decorating Live with Hani and Friends. Welcome to 257th episode. Woohoo! It's an episode that we're going to use to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Hello, everyone. I'm Hani, your host and founder of HaniLoves.com. It looks like we are not on Facebook. I just got a notification here. There was an error. So, guys, hop on YouTube if you can hear me or not. I don't know, but there was a technical issue. I can see it here now. Sorry about that. So today we're going to do Cinco de Mayo cookies. Do you guys celebrate Cinco de Mayo? I was just looking online, and it says that not all Mexicans celebrate Cinco de Mayo. Do you guys know anything about this holiday? Let me know in the comment section. Let's see if I can get this removed. Okay, all right. As always, I prepared a PDF live stream newsletter that goes with this live stream, and it includes all the fun stuff that you don't want to miss. In the past, I think 10 years ago, maybe even longer, I can't remember now, I made these Cinco de Mayo cookies, cactus in a colorful pot. This is a YouTube tutorial, and link to this tutorial is in the PDF that I created for you guys. Also, check out 2 years ago and 1 year ago tutorials that we did in a live stream. What a coincidence. Both of them are the same shapes. Different designs, obviously, but same shapes. Those are also linked up. And there's also a new transfer sheet for you guys. And that one, it's, let's see if I can find it. Here it is. So Cinco de Mayo, or you could use this bunting banner transfer sheet for other projects, but in this case, I used it to create a Cinco de Mayo inspired bunting banner. Also, a new tutorial went out this week for the graduation season, or last week, I should say, on Friday. This went out on Friday on YouTube, and also a step-by-step picture tutorial on my blog. So if you're eager to make these, you can also grab the templates for the graduation cap transfers. Okay, that was a mouthful. Who is here today? Hello. Hi, Byron. How is it going? It's so inspiring. You are so inspiring. I really love getting these messages before the live stream, because I'm like, oh, I'm so nervous and anxious. And you can see that we are not streaming to Facebook, so rightfully so. So thank you so much for being always so kind and sweet and positive. Hello, Sally. Hello to Kansas. Hi, Heather, Chattanooga, Tennessee. How is the weather there? Oh, I can imagine everything is now buzzing and blooming and everything is green. I love this time of the year. Hi, Jeremy. Hello, Jeremy. I don't know if you can read my lips. Hello. Hello, Melody. How is it going, Canada? Thank you. I was trying to do the cookies. I was trying to match the colors. It's not completely there, but somewhat. Thank you, Sally. Hello, multi-gem girl. Illinois. Hello, Deborah. Yes, you celebrate. Can you tell? Oh, sorry. Can you tell us how you celebrate Cinco de Mayo? Do you have certain traditions, or what do you do? Can you tell us? Maybe you can share something in the comments. Hi, Kathy. Yes, we were. It was interesting, a bit scary, because I don't think they know what caused it. So I'm hoping it's going to get resolved. We have summer coming up, and if it's very hot, it's very difficult without the AC here. Otherwise, we did okay. We remember Sandy, 2012, was it? Sandy, the Hurricane Sandy, we got hit really hard, and we were without power for like a week, and we had no water, so that was very bad. So we were kind of, we knew what to do, but still, you don't realize how much you rely on the switch, right? So we did all of the things around the house, I have to say. We pivoted, and it was great. We spent all day outside. I washed the windows and did all the fun stuff that I'm trying to avoid doing. My Mexican friends tell me the real Mexicans don't celebrate Cinco de Mayo. We can still have a margarita on Cinco de Mayo. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. That I guess it says that in parts, Cinco de Mayo is a holiday celebrated in parts of Mexico and the United States. This is from Britannica.com. So it's nice to know what who is celebrating it. So thank you for sharing that, Multi-Gem Girl. Hello, Rosanna. How is it going? Oh, the flowers are gone, but everything is turning green, so it's beautiful. It's that fresh first green. I love it. Okay, hi June. So we're going to do. Let me just. Okay. I also wanted to show you. Jeremy is still here. I think he's watching, but he can't hear us. But when he was here 2 weeks ago, we were talking about brush embroidery, and he was saying how intimidating it can be. And I mentioned these cookies. Jeremy, these are for you. So these are super simple cookies. If you can see, this is brush embroidery, but it's not anything too difficult that you cannot make. And it's inspired by this dress. It's from Anthropology many years ago. I did a class in their store, and so I decided to make cookies to match one of their dresses they were selling. And I think they turned out really cute, and it was a super easy technique with brush embroidery. Nothing too fancy, but it matches the dress, and I love it so much. Okay. Yeah, I would believe that. Yes. I mean, anything to celebrate. Yes. Okay. All right. So first, I wanted to show you. Remember last week? Last week, I told you about my experience or quest on making a sombrero cutter. So I will show you the shape. I don't think you would have guessed that it's made out of this shape. So let me just switch the camera so we can play this little video for you guys. Okay. And here we go. So this is the guitar. That's pretty, I mean, obvious flower, cactus. And this is a teapot. And teapot doesn't belong. I mean, we could make it into a Cinco de Mayo, but I have 2 or 3 of these. So I decided to get my Craftsman pliers, and with the help from my husband, because I was struggling a little bit, I reshaped them. The video of me reshaping is not there, but it was a pretty long process, I have to say, until he came around and he's like, "What are you doing?" So he just bended things, and it worked out. It's not complete. It's not perfect, but perfection is overrated. So in a pinch, I was able to create somewhat similar shape to the one that I saw online, and I used pliers to shape it. So here's my little sombrero made out of a teapot. I didn't realize the teapot itself, it's a pretty big cutter, I have to say. So this is the cutter I used for my sombrero cookies. So that's the interesting part. I'm going to show you the sombrero cookies decorated. We're not going to be decorating these in live stream. We're going to be doing cactus and a guitar. So here are the sombrero cookies. Oh, maybe I have a picture here. I think I do have a picture here. Let's see if it's here. Oh no, here it is. Here. So this is I have 2 different designs for the sombrero. One is with the kind of like a chevron pattern, and then one is a scalloped edge. Both kind of include the same technique, and I will be sharing that with you soon. I don't think there is the one with the scalloped edge. I don't have a close-up of that one. All right. Do we have a comment? Yeah, I know. But I mean, that's what I mean. I mean, you have to, don't throw out the cutters that you have doubles of or triples. I mean, sometimes, you go to the store, oh, I love this cutter. I don't have a digital folder with all the cutters I have. So I will buy doubles sometimes. And unfortunately, yeah, I have a couple of teapots. Hello, is it Katie? Firefly Bakery Sweets? Yes, I'm doing well. I'm doing great. We are headed for summer. It's spring here in Spain and it's beautiful and yay. Okay. So let me go and let me grab the first video that we're going to work on. And this is these are transfers. So you have to make these ahead of time. I'm using two consistencies here. This is like a soft piping consistency for the outline. I want to kind of maintain that scalloped edge. And if you're using icing, it's too runny, it's going to be pretty hard to kind of maintain that edge sharp and clean. So I'm using soft piping consistency, orange. You can use variety of colors, obviously. And then we're going to fill it in with about 20-second consistency. I'm going to add a zigzag line in the middle to help mitigate cratering in these cute little transfers. And you can add these to so many different cookies. Even if you wanted to just add these to a round cookie or a hard cookie, it will kind of bring that, you know, celebratory vibe in there with a cute little bunting banner like this. These you have to make ahead of time. Templates are in my coffee shop. Let me grab a link. I didn't grab a link today. So let's see if I can. Okay, Cinco de Mayo transfer sheet. It's in a coffee shop. That's my template shop where you can get all kinds of fun stuff for your cookie decorating. Okay, it went out to YouTube. These can be made ahead of time. Also, it's best to make these on a flat surface. If you have a plexiglass, it works great. So just stick your transfer into a transparent protector sheet, or if you don't have a protector sheet, you can use wax paper or parchment. However, keep in mind that the parchment will absorb some of the moisture and it will also get a little wrinkly. So now I'm using wet on wet technique, adding white dots, and we're going to use the scribe tool, and just with the tip of a scribe tool, I'm going to shape each of these dots into a petal shape, creating kind of like a flower. So just start in the middle and drag it into the center. You want to be gentle. You don't want to, these movements should be slow. They shouldn't be too harsh or vigorous. These are quite small transfers, and then you can add more dots. If you'd like to look up some different designs, you can check online. There's so many different Cinco de Mayo banners. Now, once these are dry, after about 8 to 12 hours, you can remove them from the acetate and use them to decorate your cookies. Aren't they adorable? I love how these turned out. Super cute. All right, so now once these are made, we can make the cookies. All right, so for the cactus cookies, I am using, this is a shape that I got, I think, from Anne Clark. In the newsletter, there is also a list of tools. You see on the left-hand side there, and cactus cutter, guitar cutter. Cactus and guitar cutter, they are the same set from Anne Clark. And then there is also a sombrero cutter that you can get. I don't think it's included in that set. It's not there, so you have to get it separately. Okay, I see we have a couple of questions. Oh, okay. So maybe try adding, when you're making them, and if you find that they are too fragile, maybe try adding an extra teaspoon or tablespoon of meringue powder to the batch of royal icing that you're using, or even if you have pasteurized egg whites, it will make them a bit harder, and hopefully it will help you. Hello, thank you, Jeremy. Okay, so we're going to continue, and to make things interesting, I wanted to create kind of like I wouldn't necessarily say watercolor. I'm really into watercolor these days. I love it so much. But I wanted to create a bit of a different look. So we're going to start with this leaf green, 15-second consistency to outline and to flood. And then I'm going to add some white and yellow to this. And then we're just going to spread it across, kind of marble it with a paddle knife to blend the colors together to give it more kind of a more, I wouldn't say realistic, but it does look a bit more realistic. We have a lot of cacti here, even in the backyard, and they have spots and different, they are pretty what's the word, variegated, like streaks of different colors, and so it's nice to add that also with icing. Your white and yellow icing should also be about the same consistency, 15-second consistency. If you add icing that is too stiff, it's not really going to give you the favorable results. And then with a palette knife, you are able to move it quickly, use the flat part. Hello, Colleen. No, we're just getting started. We are getting started somewhat. It's nice to have you today. You are welcome. Let me know how it goes, Melody. Also, if you over whip your icing, I have to say, over whipping icing of your, if you whip it for too long, it creates like a structurally unstable icing, so it will be more prone to breaking. And also, if you oversaturate your icing with food coloring, that's also another. Um, it will cause your icing to break apart much easier. Okay, so now that we did this step, I'm going to bring up my camera here. I've got my camera here so I can get it to the stick. Oh, okay, give me a second. I think it's this one. No? Oh, it's this one. Okay. All right, so I've got my, let's move this guitar aside. And I've got my little cactus here. Let's see. All right. And my transfers are here. So I've got some that are still attached on the transfer sheet. And let me just remove a couple of these. So we're going to do 3 colors. So I'm gonna need 3 of them. I don't think I'm going to be able to fit more than 3 on this cactus. And if you're doing a first cookie, doesn't matter the shape. I'm glad to hear it. Me too. Me too. I find it's just faster to smooth the icing across. It works really well. My next thing is to try the paintbrush. I know Paige from the Baked Ideas on Instagram. I believe she still does use a paintbrush to smooth and to even apply icing on the cookies. And I've seen someone else do it. Hello, Susan. I hope you are well rested and the Dutch is doing well. I hope your trip was great. So before I attach these onto the cookie, I'm just going to first have a look how they kind of look on the surface, and we have to make a string. The string I'm going to make with an edible marker. I want to make sure that I draw the string correctly so I can fit these in. No problem. I mean, I'm lucky that I have one here. I've got one here, so I'm just gonna go buy that one. See, it's here. So I'm gonna have it in front of me so I don't accidentally make it too short. But what you can do, you can set it up like this, let's say, and then take the marker and just mark the point. This one, and this one. So you know you're gonna have to go do this on this trajectory here. Okay. And this is a food doodler. I also have other markers that I really like. Bakers, I think it's called. But there are so many different brands. And so I'm going to go ahead and do the line. Okay. Now to attach these, all you have to do is a little bit of icing. You can just add icing here. I don't know if you can hear it. It's been so windy here today, incredibly windy. We live on a mountain, and so it gets so windy. You feel like the whole house is going to be taken by this wind. The gust, I don't know the speed, but it can be pretty strong. So now with the, oh, let's see, can grab it. Okay. Okay. So now every cactus has, what do you call them? What do you call them? Is Heather here? What do you call them? Are they spikes? Are they needles? What do we call them? Hi, Karen. So every cactus has spikes or needles. Some of them, we have some cacti that the spikes are like almost like hair-like, pretty invisible. But then you try to touch you. I don't know. Sometimes we have to do things and you touch it, and boy, your hand is full of spines. Thank you. It's full of these small little spines, and oh, it's a pain. Okay. First, we have to do cute little flowers. For these, I mean, the flowers are optional, but we are lucky enough to have some flowering cacti, and one of them unfortunately died recently because of the rain. Just wasn't able to absorb all the water, and it just turned black. So to make the flowers, I'm just gonna go zigzag. So I'm starting here and then going back and forth. And yes, flowers on cactus, they sometimes grow on the body. They don't always grow on the top. They can grow pretty much anywhere. Okay, and now we're gonna make the spines. So the spines, the painful spines. So for this, I'm using piping consistency icing. And we're gonna pipe short. You can also do dots if that's easier for you. Or we can do kind of like a, not nonpareils, the Jimmy Sprinkles, the cylindrical ones. So it kind of reminds me of that. So imagine you're decorating a cupcake. So I'm anchoring the line, and then when I'm done with it, I release the pressure and just lay it down. This does take some practice, but give yourself a chance. So anchoring, let me see if I can zoom this on because I don't know. Zoom in on this, or if you can see anything. Okay, maybe this is not too bad. Needles, okay, we can call them needles. It's a modified leaf structure. What do you mean? It's okay, I'm not following. Is it brother? I'm late. Hi, Gail. Oh, you mean the spines are kind of like leaves? Am I getting it right? I should probably know about cacti more. We went to a farm. Oh gosh, I wish I had. Oh, I should have pull up the pictures. You guys, this was amazing. There were some. They were like 4 meters tall. Incredible. I mean, they're thriving here, obviously. But if they get too much water, if we have a lot of rain, and let's say maybe perhaps the drainage is not good, they will rot, unfortunately. Okay, so this is the first of the Cinco de Mayo cookies. Okay, thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. So cacti grow spines instead of leaves. Very painful leaves, huh? Very painful leaves. I call them painful. I love that analogy. I love it. My hubby grew up in Arizona and has many horror stories of getting stuck by these evil needles. Yeah, I can imagine. We have some. We have. My husband wanted a really large. It's like a round cactus, and it doesn't really grow that much. We've had it for 5 years, and I don't think it grew an inch or anything. But the needles or the spines, they remind me of twist ties. The thickness of the twist, and it also has that. Like it's like a ribbed or something. I mean, look it up online. It's incredible. They are incredible. I wouldn't want to be hooked by any of those. All right. So here is the guitar, and here's my little template. You know how much I love templates. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna use my edible marker, and I'm going to. At this moment, I'm just focused on this section here. We're not gonna worry about these two slits. I decided not to use it to simplify things. Also, those of you who are new to the live stream, I forgot to mention this. You can check out my cookie decorating. See, I'm gonna have to do this. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me. I'm gonna do this so you don't see my hand in the view there. Okay, so my cookie decorating guide. It's a comprehensive guide that includes all. Oh no, not this one. That includes all the things cookie decorating. Only if I could copy this link. All right. Okay. And also the newsletter, I never put the link for the newsletter that includes all the good stuff about the live stream and past tutorials that you missed and so on. It's in the link to the newsletter. It's in the comment section, and all you have to do, it will take you to my blog, and you have to scroll down to the date, today's date, April 30th, and excuse me, and it's there. Okay. Okay, one more link for those of you who are eager to sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already. Also, guys, it was brought to my attention, thank you, Sally, that the live stream went out for whatever reason at midnight of your time instead of 1 hour before the decorating. So I'm sorry about that. I will try to sort that out next week. Oh, this is interesting. I don't know. I don't know. I know we have a problem with succulents, that some will be full of these nasty little worms, but I don't know about the. Oh, okay. So Heather knows a lot about a lot of things make home in cacti. Yeah, I can. Yeah, I mean, I suppose it's cozy, right? All right. So now, what we're going to do, guys, we're going to do a lot of wet on wet decorating. First, I'm going to flood. Oh, I should have sectioned this off just in case you need to do that. You can do that. We're going to decorate this with pink. I'm going to leave this empty, and then we're going to use a technique that we used last year. If you remember, Menura, if you remember this candle holder, we use this technique with wet. It's a wet on wet technique where I pipe the lines and then I use the scribe tool. So if you remember that, this is the technique we're going to be using today to create this beautiful kind of like a floral pattern. So I'm going to be needing a couple of colors, starting with pink. We're going to need green. I also need white and yellow at this moment. Right? So these are all the colors. I will have them here on the side, and I will be quickly switching them. So first I'm going to start with pink. I'm going to take my glasses off. Hopefully I can see better without them. And, oh no, first I have to almost forgot. So I'm going to use, this is a like a piping consistency, same consistency I used for the spines or needles or spikes, whatever you call them, on the cactus. And I'm just going to outline this bit, creating kind of like a border. So the pink is not going to get inside of this little circle. Okay, and I can also do this because we'll be using 15-second consistency there. So that's going to help mitigate cratering. And now we're gonna start with this lovely pink. I use deep pink for this. There was also a question, I did see a question about the cutters. I did talk about the cutters in the beginning. The cutters for the guitar and now that I'm thinking about the guitar and can't think of the other shape. What is it? Oh, cactus. Cactus, we're decorating, so they are from Anne Clark. It's a set. I don't know if they call it Cinco de Mayo or what they are calling that set. I linked it up in the PDF. Those of you who are subscribed, you already received the PDF in the newsletter. And the sombrero I created by myself from a cutter that I had. I had a spare cutter. And so I used pliers and I shaped it into that shape. So I'm using a thicker scribe here to move the icing in a timely manner so it doesn't start crusting on us. If you use a fine tips scribe, which is great for fine details, but it doesn't allow for the icing to move fast enough sometimes, so you will end up with icing that is crusting very quickly. All right, so now I'm going to turn it this way, and I'm going to pipe 5 lines, straight lines of green icing on each side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now with a fine tip scribe, we're going to run the scribe through icing like so. Now we have to make the flowers. I really like daisies, and so I'm gonna pipe 5 dots at the very top here. And now we need yellow. And in the middle, we just add the yellow. Now more dot piping on the edge of this circle. So I'm starting this way. The dots are going to be evenly distributed. And now we can pipe between each. Now I need to switch to red. I forgot about the red. And now we can fill this with red. We want to add just enough red so the dots they will get connected. They will connect and create a, let's call this a bracelet. I don't know what else I would call it. Beaded border or polka dot border, whatever you want to call it. Now let's finish by adding more white dots with this 15-second. And I'm just going to go around the edge here, like so. Oh, this is a piece of an icing that fell there, but it works really well. I don't have to do a dot there, so and I didn't have to remove it. When you're doing these dots, the control really matters. The control, I mean, how is your pressure? You don't want to squeeze your bag too much because then you're gonna have a lot of icing coming out, which will interfere with the amount of how you can control the amount. That's how you do it. You control the pressure. So with 15-second consistency, you need just a little bit of, just squeeze it just a touch. Okay. We do not have cacti here, but we can purchase them in the greenhouses. Someone bought one and took it home. The cacti burst with all the bees. Oh wow, that is scary. Especially that is so scary. Thank you, Melody. Okay, now remember this circle here, whether we avoid it at all cost. So I'm going to now fill it with orange. You just have to clean up this tip. So I'm gonna try to hide that white outline I did. So I'm squeezing the icing. I'm squeezing the piping bag so icing comes out in a thick line, that controlled line. It's important to still have control. You don't want to be squeezing it and running it everywhere. And now with a fine tip scribe, I'm just going to flatten it a little bit and smooth it. I don't want to go too deep there because there is that zigzag line, the support line that I made to help mitigate cream rain. Okay, so this is the first step, and it's all wet on wet. I love wet on wet so much. Oh, can you guys, is it too bright? I hope you can see all right. Okay, we're gonna take a little break. Before we finish the guitar, I wanted to share with you some cookies that I received from who else than Sally. So let me if I can, okay, maybe I can do it this way. I wonder if we can see it. Okay, so Sally sent me some gorgeous cookies, and it would be, oh, okay, it works. So Sally was also, she was the head of the live. She created sombrero. I'm so jealous that you have that cutter. And also matching dresses. I love the dresses so much. I know you were not fond of the pink, but I love it. I love the pink, and with the yellow, it pops. So beautiful work, and I assume these are these dogwood flowers? Is it dogwood or dodge? Is it dog? Is it dog? I can't think of it. Is it dogwood? Or am I saying it wrong? No, it escapes me. We had this tree in front of our house, but I can't remember now. It reminds me of that flower, or like cherry blossoms. Beautiful work, Sally, as always. And these are the cutest. I love the flowers. They're very, what's the word? Whimsical? Not whimsical. I can't think of it now. I can't think of the word, but I love the flowers, the blue and the gold and yellow. Beautiful. Beautiful work. And then, of course, your signature golf cookies. I wonder how many golf cookies have you made total? It must be in hundreds. And you always come up with new ideas. And then these mandala. I don't have the mandala stencil, but it's one that I really should invest in because this will look great on any cookie, I think. But the round is especially beautiful. So great, great work, Sally. I can't wait to see what the next week brings. Oh, it's dogwood. Okay, okay. At first I wasn't sure. We did have dogwood tree, and the flowers are magnificent. I think they would be blooming around this time. Yes, I agree. Yes, I know it has four petals, but I always try to think of doesn't have to be exactly how it is in nature, but it reminded me of dogwood. Only shoot, my dogwood is mutant. Oh, that's so bad. I think they are prone to some kind of a disease. I think. I'm not sure. I do have a dogwood cutter, I think. I have two, small and big one. I love those. I love those flowers. Beautiful work, Sally. So that's for your cookies. If you guys wanted to share your cookies with me, don't hesitate to reach out and send me your pictures. I would love to see them, and I'm sure everyone else too. Okay, guys, I have a surprise also. I wanted to wait till the end, but I have a surprise next week. We will have a guest on the live stream, our very first guest in a very, very long time. My very good friend June is going to show you how to make beautiful cupcakes using buttercream. She will share all the details with you and also how to make the cupcake that you see on the screen. So that's coming up next week. I haven't had a chance to plan anything for the month of May. So please, in the comment section, let me know what you would like to see. I was thinking of Heather the other day because I know we talked about doing waffle cookies or something breakfast related. So let me know if you would like to still see something like that. Maybe we can plan it together. Let me know. We have, I don't know how many weeks we have in May. I haven't checked it out. Yes, I think it's super exciting. And so this is going to be next week, Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Cupcake decorating with June, the Baroque baker, cupcake artist. So you can find June on Instagram and also Facebook, where you can find all the details. June is giving classes on how to decorate cupcakes now locally, and it's very exciting. We've been friends for a long time. It's nice to see you here, June. All right, so back to the guitar. How many of you can play an instrument? I'm curious. I don't play any instruments. I would love to learn. My dream is to learn how to play piano. But recently, a friend of mine introduced me to a kalimba. I'm sure I'm butchering the name. It's a small instrument. It's maybe, I don't know, maybe like 10 to 12 inches by 10 inches. I mean, I'm just guessing. Okay, we have some amazing people here. Wow, we also have singers here. Okay, June is multi-talented, flute, string bass, and piano. Oh, you also play piano? I didn't know that. You sing. That's incredible. I play Apple Music. Me too. I hum. I actually hum. Humming is apparently very good for your nervous system. So I hum. Oh wow. Does he ever play and you sing? I wonder how that goes. That's incredible. Playing an instrument, it's a wonderful thing. My sister-in-law is now learning how to play piano, and her my niece, she sings with her, but they sometimes do it together, and it's such a sweet moment to see them both. Sometimes you both of you sing and he plays. That's incredible. So kudos to all of you who can play instruments. I know it takes a lot of practice and dedication. So now this one is fully dry, okay? So I've had it for a day drying, but we could technically decorate this one, I have to say. We could do it. I mean, you know what, I might do it because this is already crusted by the time, I'm talking so much, it's crusted. So I'm gonna just use the orange, and we're going to ice this whole section with orange. So I'm gonna start here, and I'm just gonna move it all the way to the end. This shape of a guitar is a bit, I wouldn't say it's a wonderful shape, because I like that the, what is this part called? This section, I don't know, arm. I don't know where the strings are. I have no idea. So I have another shape, but it's very narrow, so it breaks easily. And so this shape this cutter, it's wider. However, it makes it a bit tricky to decorate because when you look at the guitar, like this opening is smaller, so it doesn't really fit that well. So I decided to do it this way, and it works. Okay. Now at the very end, we're going to, in this section here, I'm going to pipe two straight lines, and I'm going to build up the thickness by adding another line next to it and another line next to it, and also on this end here. Okay, so now we have to wait for this to dry or crust. Well, it should technically dry because we're going to be using, let's see, we can get here. So this one is fully dry. The neck, thank you, the neck. Okay, it makes sense, the neck. Okay, all right, so this is fully dry, and now I'm gonna do the strings. So I understand the guitar has, standard guitar has 6 strings, I think. Trying to keep it realistic, but if you can fit 6, just do 4. When you look online, you can search for Cinco de Mayo designs or something like that on Pinterest, and a lot of times part of these designs, in the designs you will find a guitar, and a lot of them they have just 4 strings. So first we have to anchor the strings. Okay, so let's do that. So this area here, I'm going to just very lightly scratch the icing here. If your icing is well crusted but not fully dry, what you can do, you can make little holes just in the corners, and you can do it right away. Now, you've seen the technique where they poke the holes in the icing to help prevent cratering. I'm not sure if I'm alone, but I can't get it to work. Yes, I guess so. Yes, yes. Oh, you always make me cry. Wow. The strings piping will be the end of me. No, it won't. You will do fine. You will do fine. And if it breaks, if the line breaks, if your icing is dry and the line breaks or you mess up, you can wait a couple minutes and then it will. You can clean it up a little. Look, my meeting is a hot mess, but just somebody has noted that Honey Shit is absolutely awesome. Thank you, Jeremy. Yes, yes, it has been noted. Thank you for noticing. I'm trying to go with the theme. It's very hard in my closet. I don't buy any new clothes. I'm trying to fit into the old ones. Okay. So now, like I said, I'm having a very hard time using that technique without actually damaging my icing. So has anyone tried it? Please let me know what are your thoughts. I was able to use it when my icing is just crusted, like very well crusted. But when it's dry, like if I try to really, I'm forcing it in, but sometimes it will chip. So I'm trying not to do it too frequently. All right. So now we're going to create this little section. I don't know what this is called. I'm sure there's a name for it. You know what I usually do when I don't know parts of things? I search for guitar anatomy, head anatomy, and things like that, and things come up, and they dissect it. There's a diagram or some kind of a scheme, and I can kind of figure out what is what. But I didn't do it with a guitar. Okay, so now in the middle you would want to pipe a little zigzag line with thicker icing, but I think it's gonna be fine if we just come in. So the white, the outline is thicker icing like soft piping consistency. And then now I just added more fluid icing, about 15, or I think maybe even 20, 15 probably. I hardly ever count, so that's the problem. And now I'm gonna come in with, this is piping consistency, same consistency I used for the spines. And I'm piping it directly onto the wet icing. I'm using thicker icing because such a small area. I was afraid that if my icing is runny, the line is going to spread and it's going to become all kinds of distorted, So this way, it's a nice zigzag line, and I like it. Okay, never heard of this technique. It's the, yeah, you I'm sure maybe I mean I'm sure maybe you've seen it though. You've seen decorators poking holes in the icing that is previously dried, I assume, unless maybe they use icing with corn syrup and that's not so dry. I don't have luck with the poke method. Me too. First time ever heard of what is the purpose of poking. The purpose of poking is to release the pressure, I think. So when you pipe, to kind of mitigate cratering, so you don't get the craters in your icing. Yes, that's the idea. But like I said, I have a hard time, especially if it's around the edge or something. There were times that I tried to do it on dry icing, on fully dried icing, and I chipped the icing, so I didn't really care for that. But maybe somebody has better experience. I prefer making wiggly lines, but thicker icing is the key for me. Yes, I agree. I agree, June. Thank you. Well, you see, it's bad to poke bears, but poking icing is good. Always poke icing. I have used it. It seems to work, but still prefer to do little lines. Sally has used everything. Okay. Jeremy is definitely back. Okay. So now we're gonna pipe the lines. Okay, the scary lines, and I'm going to start lines here, and then I'm gonna finish around here. I'm gonna drop the line around here. Okay, you don't have to do the lines, drawing there, but just so we are clear, that's the idea. Okay, let's see if I can see. I'm gonna try not to move it too much, and okay, here we go. My worry is that the line is not going to be straight, that I'm gonna be. Okay, I'm finishing the line, dropping it there. Okay, I'm starting another one. Anchor it, lift it up, squeeze the piping bag so the icing is coming out. Sometimes there are air bubbles, and it will happen like here. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it too much. Things happen. When you're doing this, please don't forget to breathe. It's very important to breathe. So we have 5. Okay, let's do 5. Or maybe we can fit one more. Okay, 6. Let's be correct. Okay, so now let's see, I need a thicker icing. So this is about piping consistency. Clogged up, as always. Okay, very well. So now I'm going to clean up the end. Let's just bring this up closer. And I'm just going to pipe a straight line across. And now we're going to pipe. What are these called? What are they called? The adjusters, or the things that adjust the strings, the tension. Can somebody tell me what they're called? Knobs? I don't know. Okay, so I'm using green. My green is on a thicker side. You can see it's like a piping consistency. So if that happens to you, you can just use a small brush to smooth that little point there. Hello. Okay, it's going back here. All right. So I wanted to make it as colorful as possible. And I think we are on time. I just looked at the time. Very scared to look at the time. Okay, what am I doing? Okay. All right, so here is the guitar. Pegs. Okay, thank you. Thank you. You are amazing, guys. So this is a neck pegs. This would be a belly. I don't know. A belly or tummy or something. I don't know. Okay, pegs, neck. I will remember that for the next time. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Next week, again. Oh, June was holding her breath. I can breathe now. I'm gonna pass out one of these days. Turning keys or tuning pegs. Thank you. I'm so pleased you all know it. I hope you are having a good laugh, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Like I mentioned earlier, we are going to have a guest next week. So I'm very excited to have June here and to have her show you her art. And I will send out a newsletter I will try to do it Sunday or Monday. And then also a reminder about the live stream is going to go out again on Wednesday. And hopefully it will be around noontime, not midnight. So thank you so much, guys. Finally off mute for the last few seconds. We enjoyed every bit of having you, Jeremy. Even though you were on mute, it didn't seem like you were on mute. You kept with the discussion, and it was really fun to have you here. So was to have everybody else. Thank you, guys, and I will see you. I'm gonna zip it now, and I will see you because sometimes I don't know when to stop. And I will see you next week. Bye, guys.